Good morning, children. Hope you all are doing well. Today, we are going to start a new chapter from An Alien Hand from your supplementary reader. So, let's begin. So, the name of the chapter is Bringing Up Kari and it's written by Dhan Gopal Mukherjee. Kari was a 5-month-old elephant and the narrator a 9-year-old child who took care of Kari. Means he raised and cared the baby elephant. That's why our chapter name is Bringing Up Kari. Kari, the elephant, was 5 months old when he was given to me to take care of. I was 9 years old. I here stands for the narrator, who was 9 years old, and I could reach his back if I stood on tiptoe. Tiptoe means standing on front part of your foot. So he seemed to remain that high for nearly 2 years. We grew together. That is probably why I never found out just how tall he was. He lived in a pavilion. Pavilion means shed. Okay. Under a thatched roof which rested on thick tree stumps so that it could not fall in when Kari bumped against the poles as he moved about. Thatched roof means a roof made of dried straw, and stumps means a bottom part of the tree left in the ground after it has been cut down. And bumped against the poles means hit. Okay, hit against the bamboo sticks, the poles, which was bamboo sticks, as he moved about, means Kari moved about. Now, this means that the elephant was 5 months old when the 9-year-old boy got him. Initially, the boy used to reach his back only if he stood on toes. As both of them grew together, he never realized how tall he was. The elephant lived in a pavilion, a thatched roof rested on tree stumps, so that he could not fall when he just moved about. Then one of the first things Kari did was to save the life of a boy. We'll know about this further. Kari did not eat much, but he nevertheless needed 40 pounds of twigs a day. Nevertheless means all the same, needed 40 pounds of twigs. Twigs means tender small branches a day to chew and play with. Every day I used to take him to the river in the morning for his bath. He would lie down on the sand bank while I rubbed him the clean sand on the river for an hour. After that, he would lie in the water for a long time. On coming out, his skin would be shining like ebony. Ebony means like dark black wood. As he would squeal with pleasure, means making sounds with pleasure, and I rubbed water down his back. This means that Kari didn't eat much, but 40 pounds of twigs a day was essential for him to chew and play. The boy used to take him to the river for a daily bath, and Kari made the best use of this time, playing and lying in the water. He loved when the little boy rubbed his hand on his back. Then I would take him by the ear because that is the easiest way to lead an elephant and leave him on the edge of the jungle while I went into the forest to get some luscious twigs for his dinner. Means tasty twigs for his dinner. One has to have a very sharp hatchet to cut down these twigs. Hatchet, we say X. Okay? It takes half an hour to sharpen the hatchet because if a twig is mutilated, means if the twigs are in bad shape, or we can say disfigured, As you can see in the pictures also we can find some mutilated twigs. An elephant will not touch it. It was not an easy job to get twigs and saplings for curry. I had to climb all kinds of trees to get the most delicate and tender twigs. So then the boy would lead him by ear and leave him in jungle while he would go to get twigs for elephant's dinner. Collecting the right twigs was not easy as one has to have a sharp hatchet to cut the twigs as elephants, he refused to touch mutilated ones, means the disfigured ones. Actually, here we can say that Kari was quite selective when it comes to his food, isn't it? Now, as he was very fond of young branches of the banyan tree, which grows like a cathedral of leaves and branches. Cathedral means like a church, a holy place here. Okay, I was gathering some one spring day in March when I suddenly heard Kari calling to me in the distance. As he was still very young, the call was more like that of a baby than an elephant. I thought somebody was hurting him, so I came down from the tree and ran very fast to the edge of the forest where I had left him. But he was not there. I looked all over, but I could not find him. So, one day in March, as the boy was picking young branches of a banyan tree, he heard the elephant calling him. As Curry was still young, the voice was more like that of a baby and that of an elephant. At first, he thought that somebody was hurting Curry, but when he came running to the edge of the forest, there was no sign of the elephant. I went near the edge of the water. Edge means one side of the water, and I saw a black something struggling above its surface. Then it rose higher, and it was the trunk of my elephant. I thought he was drowning. I was helpless because I could not jump into the water and save the 400 pounds of him, since he was much higher than I. But I saw his back rise above the water, and the moment he caught my eye, he began to trumpet. Means he started roaring and struggle up to the shore, means to the bank of the river. Then, still trumpeting, means roaring again and again, he pushed me into the water, and as I fell into the stream, means that small narrow river, I saw a boy lying flat on the bottom of the river. Here, this means that as the narrator looked around, means the storyteller looked around, he saw something black struggling in the water. It was the trunk of the elephant and looked like Curry was drowning. Of course, the boy couldn't do anything to save 400 pounds of the elephant. However, when Curry caught sight of the boy, he started trumpeting and came to the shore, and he pushed the boy in the river, and then when he noticed that another boy was lying flat there floating, so he had not altogether touched bottom but was somewhat afloat, means flowing over water. I came to the surface of the water to take my breath, and there Curry was standing, his feet planted in the sandbank and his trunk stretched out like a hand waiting for mine. Here, planted means fixed firmly. Okay. I dived down again and pulled the body of the drowning boy to the surface. But not being a good swimmer, I could not him a saw, and the slow current was already dragging me down. A shore means to the bank that he could not swim, and slow current means the flow of the water. Seeing us drift by in the current, means floating by in the current, Curry, who was usually slow and ponderous, means heavy, suddenly darted down like a hawk and came halfway into the water, where I saw him stretch out his trunk again. So, darted down like a hawk means that he pushed himself forward swiftly, like a bird of prey. Hawk is what? A bird of prey. So, here it means that the boy put in all his efforts to pull the drowning boy to the surface, but all in vain, as he was not a good swimmer. Moreover, the slow current wasn't helping at all and was just dragging him down. Although Curry was slow due to his weight, when he saw the boys in the river, he came running in the water. He stretched the trunk also for the kids to catch it. The boy missed it again. So I raised up my hand to catch it, and it slipped. I found myself going under the water again, but this time I found that the water was not very deep, so I sank to the bottom of the river and doubled my feet. Means my strength became twice under me, and then suddenly kicked the river bed and so shot upwards like an arrow, means hit upwards forcefully, in spite of the fact that I was holding the droning boy with my hand. Here, this means that once he realized that the water was not deep, he kicked the water and shot upwards, carrying the droning boy along. So, as my body rose above the water, I felt a lasso around my neck. Lasso means a rope with a noose at the end. This frightened me, means terrified me. I thought some water animal was going to swallow me, means eat me up. I heard Curry squealing, means making sounds, and I knew it was his trunk about my neck. He pulled us both ashore. Ashore means to the river bank. So finally, the elephant caught the boy from his neck using his trunk and pulled them ashore. I expect that you all have understood the chapter well, the part 1 of the chapter Bringing Up Curry. So go through the lesson once again if you find any doubt anywhere, and we'll meet again in the next lesson with the question answers of this part. Till then, take care and thank you all for watching.